In the next class, the Lemmy Bull Show here, and we definitely got a really good pair of bulls here in their own right. Definitely different kinds, and that's something that I had to take a couple minutes and kind of evaluate and make a decision there. And the bull I chose to start off with, I'll be the first one to admit, he's given up some pounds as compared to that one there in second. But for me, it's on structure. When you get this one on the move, I mean, he gets out and covers the ground, flexes, he's really soft at the ground, and then he gives you that wild look to him. I mean, he's really long necked, the way he's laid back in that shoulder, and he's really good from hooks to pins. Just a little bit more balance from end to end. That's why I went ahead and used him in this class. Bull here in second, definitely a big scaled, high performance bull to him. I guess as compared to that bull right in front of me, when we set him in motion there, he's just not as quite as comfortable in those hind two, and that's why I went ahead and decided to go the way I did. But a bull that you really like how big top he is, he's deep-sided, got a lot of volume to him. That's an awful good performance bull there in second.
There's results on Class 19 and your Division II championship for the Limousine Bulls. Class 19 first place and champion Division II, 44-49, Ratliff George, Chase Ratliff, Westphalia, Kansas. Second place and reserve champion, 44-50, Magnus Land and Cattle from right here, Platteville, Colorado. Scratch was 44-48. Up next, we move to Class 20, single entry, and this is also your Division III championship. Judge once again, Scott Bush from Britain, South Dakota.
Have a really nice single entry here in a November bull here. I certainly admire his length of body, his size and scale for his age. He's so good up to that front end, the way he lays that shoulder to him. Very smooth, very sound on the move. There's a lot of good things about this bull. It's just too bad we don't have some more to go ahead and put up against him. But awful nice single entry. It'd be fun to have him back here in division.
Result on Class 20 and Division III champion, 44-52 is first and champion. That's Ferrari. Bruce Lawrence, Anton, Texas. Up next, Class 21 single entry. This will also be your Division IV limousine champion. For the Limousine Bulls, judge once again Scott Bush, Britain, South Dakota.
That's an awful powerful one out here in the single entry here. And I tell you, this bull's got a lot of good to him. I mean, he's big-footed, very sound. I like how much rib and body he has. For all that power and all that substance and that rib, holds himself together extremely well in the move. I like the way he's presented. I like the shape he's in, the way he gets out and goes. Congratulations, awful nice single one.
Up next, we'll move to Class 22 in the Limousine Bulls. 2 entries in Class 22 and your Division V championship. Back to Class 21 and your Division IV championship. First place in champion, 44-53. Final call. Ben Spencer, Weiss Limousine, Gibbon, Nebraska. Once again, Class 22 coming in the ring, 2 entries. Our final class, final division. Or no, we do have another division, sorry. I was just testing you. Class 22 is coming in the ring, Division 5 championship. We still have Class 23 and Division 6, then the Grand Drive. And we do have our judge. We do have our ring steward for our miniature Zebu show. We're just missing the programs and the animals. So when we get the programs and the animals, we will start. But I can tell you, we'll start off with the steers and the bulls. On the miniature Zebu, when they get ready, I'll let you know. As I mentioned, we're starting the miniature Zebu show here in just a few moments. I can tell you that our judge is from Dublin, Texas. It's Julie Pack, graduate of Tarleton State University with her master's and bachelor's. Got her master's in DVM at Texas A&M University. Tell you more about Julie Pack, our judge for the miniature Zebu show coming up. She's from Dublin, Texas. Our ring steward is Eric Toft. He's a dispatcher with the fire department down in Pueblo area. Work with him at the state fair every year. So thank you, Eric, for being our ring steward for the miniature Zebu show.
We get into these more aged bulls here. We got the March and February out here. And well, this bull we're going to lead off with has got a lot of really great things, I think. He's just so shapy and yet still really good looking. And I like the forearm, the way it slides into him, the way it blends into him, and so big hipped and top to him. Like that bone, like that size of foot underneath him. Very balanced. Really like that calf I'm starting off with. Congratulations. We're getting the bull there in second, and a bull that's got just maybe not the best head in the world, but you certainly like that length of body and his overall size and scale and performance to him. Maybe once again underneath himself just a notch when he set him in motion, but you still admire his depth of body, how big topped he is. That's a nice way to end a really good tandem of bulls. Good one to start off with.
There's results on the limousine bulls, Class 22 and Division 5. Your champion is 4454, Luden's First Dakota. Luden's Family Limousine, Viborg, South Dakota. Second in the Class 22 and reserve champion 4456, Mags Firestone, Magnus Land and Cattle, Platteville, Colorado. Class 23 coming in the ring next, single entry. This will also be your Division 6 Limousine Championship. After this class and division, we'll have our Grand Champion Limousine Bull selection, then be announcing the Premier Breeder, Premier Exhibitor, and the Supreme Champion Limousine Female as well. Over on the ring to my right, Miniature Zebu show is underway with our judge, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas, our first class steers, 19 to 23 months of age. 2 entries in this first class, 104.
Now we get into a fall bull here, November bull, a little bit more age to him. And again, a calf that you really like his length of body. I like his size and scale once again. Really good at the ground. I wish we could just speed him up just a notch, and I know that's always harder in these older bulls, but a bull that was really balanced from front to back and got that nice high quality to him. Extremely nice single entry bull. Congratulations.
Results on Class 23 and a Division 6 limousine champion, 4457, Alexa Montaigne, Elk Point, South Dakota. Up next, all champion reserves from Divisions 1 through 6 will be back in the ring for the Grand Champion Limousine Bull selection. Judge once again, Scott Bush from Britain, South Dakota, graduate of South Dakota State University. Grew up on a purebred Angus operation specializing in bull sales. On the farming side, they raise corn, beans, alfalfa, and wheat. He's a partner in the Bush Angus with his dad, Jim. Manages the cattle side of their operation. Once again, Scott Bush, our judge from Britain, South Dakota, for this Grand Champion Limousine Bull selection.
Well, good afternoon, everyone over here on the miniature Zebu side of the ring. Starting out our show today with our steer classes. I'm going to go ahead and start the show with the young ladies, a little bit smaller frame steer. Two steers that we certainly appreciate in terms of their very typiness, very good breed character. I think the young lady's smaller frame steer moves out just a little bit truer on those hind legs than does the gentleman's larger steer coming out behind. Steer that we certainly appreciate in terms of that front end. I really like the typiness that he's got up there, got a really nice head on him. But again, a steer that I worry just a little bit about the way that he moves out off those rear legs. But two very nice steers to start out our show today.
Those comments once again from our judge from Dublin, Texas, Julie Peck. Here's the results on Class 104 in the miniature Zebu. First place, 6135, Sarah Rummel, Bennett, Colorado. Bottleberg Farms, Rio Grande. Second, 6136, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado. J.J. Randy J. Up next, Class 106, steers 3 years and older, 2 entries. After this class, we'll have a Grand Champion steer selection and the Reserve Grand Champion steer selection. As I mentioned in the ring, this will be on the limousine side. This is your Grand and Reserve Grand Champion Limousine Bull selection with our judge, Scott Bush from Britain, South Dakota. I'd like to take just a moment here to thank our NWSS Board 2020, the President, Kurt Wazorek from South Dakota, Vice President Dan Hunt from Nebraska, Secretary Wade Beckman of Idaho, Treasurer Dr. Mark Barker from Oklahoma, at large Bruce Lawrence from Texas, ex officio Gary Fox from Texas. The directors include Charles Linhart of Iowa, Joe Moore of Virginia, Jerry Wolf of Minnesota, Kevin Oshner of Colorado, Randy Corns of Kansas, Ron Cunningham of Oklahoma, Troy Gulata of Louisiana, and newly elected to the board for 2020 from Wisconsin, Bart Mitchell. From North Dakota, Austin Hager. And from Texas, Jay Wilder. Thanks to our NWSS Board of Directors that are here taking in our show today. As we come to the conclusion of our limousine show, we'd also like to thank our stadium arena sponsors once again, Saunders Construction, John Deere, Big Bubba's, and Colorado Farm Show. Back over the Zebu show, our judge Julie Peck from Dublin, Texas. Currently, she's a regulatory veterinarian, and she still does some AI work on the side. Her favorite part about the livestock industry is watching the next generation learn all the life lessons have to teach and mentoring them on their way. She's been active in raising and showing Texas Longhorns for 22 years. She's judged Longhorns and miniature Zebus in 10 different states. She also enjoys working with Suffolk Punch Draft Horse and Mustang. Once again, our judge Julie Peck from Dublin, Texas on the miniature Zebu side.
Well, as we end the day and we get into the bull show, it's been a little quicker, but I guess for me, if these bulls have any responsibility to the females we saw earlier, boy, my hat's off. And this is a heck of a lineup of bulls. We got to definitely have some differences in maturity, just a little bit difference in kind and type and kind out here. And as we get back out here, we got a little bit of differences in foot quality and things like that also. So we got to kind of weed through some things out here. But I think there's 4 bulls out here that are awful powerful. And any given day, anybody else, you could line them up anywhere you want. And that's the fun part, especially when you get into a powerful breed show that we've seen so far today. Again, I want to thank the National Western and the Limmy Association for inviting me. It's certainly been an honor. I'm super excited about the cattle, and the only person I feel sorry for today is the people that didn't get a chance to get up here to see this lineup of cattle, and that's hats off to you breeders. Congratulations to these exhibitors. Let's put our hands together. I'll pick your Grand Reserve Limmy Bull.
In this older class of Zebu steers, we've got quite a bit of age spread in these twos. The young lady's red steer that I'm going to go ahead and use to start the class with is 11, and the other young lady's steer down here is 4. So we've got a little bit of difference in terms of age and growth on these guys. But I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady's red steer. 2 steers that I think in my mind are just a little bit more over conditioned than I'd like to see them. But 2 steers that certainly do have a lot of breed type and character. I went ahead and used the young lady's red steer. I think when you view him from the profile, he's just got a little bit more smoother lines. He's got a little bit more typiness when you view him from the side. Not to take anything away from the younger steer. I think in a few more years, he's going to be a really nice specimen. He's just got a few more years of growing ahead of him.
Over on the limousine side, your grand champion limousine bull for the 2020 National Western Stock Show was 4453. That is WLR Final Call ET. Ben Spencer, Weeks Limousine, Gibbon, Nebraska. Your reserve grand champion limousine bull, 4454. Comes out of class 22. CWCL, Luton's First Dakota, Luton's Family Limousine, Viborg, South Dakota. Still have Premier Breeder, Premier Exhibitor Awards to announce, and Supreme Champion Limousine Female. Back over on the miniature Zebu side, Class 106 results. Steers 3 years and older. First place, 6138, Sarah Rummel, Bennett, Colorado, with Fancher, Love Ranch, Kenya, Caleb. Second place, 6137, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, Slinging Dirt, 5-card stud. Grand Champion steer selection underway right now in the ring. First and second's back in there from 104 and 106. Should be coming back in the ring. 104 and 106 be coming back in the ring with our judge, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas. Then we'll get into the junior bulls. Your attention, please, in the stadium arena and of the barn. Premier breeder for the limousine show for the 2020 National Western. Your premier breeder, Madison Ratliff. Your premier exhibitor, Ratliff Cattle Company. Congratulations. Congratulations. On the Zebu, once again in the ring, this is first and seconds from 104 and 106. This will be your grand champion steer selection with our judge, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas.
So we've got 4 very nice individuals in here for our Zebu steer champion drive. We've got the 2 first place animals standing up here and our 2 second places that we've got standing behind. Animals that we all talked about in class. The little steer that came out of our first class, one that we certainly appreciate in terms of his very small frame size. He's very typey, and I like that breed character that he's got up through his head and neck area. Same thing can be said about our older steer that came out of the second class, one that we certainly appreciate in terms of how well he's held himself together over the years while still maintaining all of that good conformation, all of that breed type that he's got going for him. Young man's steer that stood second in that first class, one that we certainly appreciate in terms of the way he has him fitted out, probably the best conditioned steer that we have out here in the class today. One that I certainly appreciate the way that shoulder lays in and that front end, but one that we'd like to change up just a little bit in the way he moves off those back wheels. A steer that we had second in our last class, again, one that we certainly appreciate in terms of his frame size and his type and kind, but one that wants to be just a little bit over-conditioned, kind of to suit me today. With that said, I'll go out and select your grand and your reserve champion steers today.
Grand champion steer, miniature Zebu. First place, or champion, I should say, sorry, grand champion steer. 6138, Sarah Rummel, Bennett, Colorado. Fancher, Love Ranch, Kenya, Caleb. Your reserve grand champion steer is out of class 104, 6135, Sarah Rummel, Bennett, Colorado. So, champion challenge steer, if any. Eric Toft. Champion challenge or no? No champion challenge. We just go to the junior bulls. Junior bulls will be up next, class 110. Class 110, 3 entries in class 110. This will be junior bulls 0 to 6 months of age.
Really interesting set of bulls to start out our bull class here today. I'm going to use the young man's kind of gray bull with the blaze face. A bull that I think really just puts it together for me in terms of his type and kind. I really love the small frame that he's got on him, but at the same time, he's very balanced from front to back. He's got a nice deep rib. I really like the typiness he's got out through that front end. When you get in front of him, he's got that kind of traditional shaped head. When you get behind him, he's got quite a bit of natural muscling for this stage in the game. An animal that just really tells you he's got the potential to be a future herd sire. Going to follow him up with the young man, solid gray bull coming up next. Another individual that's got a lot of things going for him. He's got a lot of length and extension. When you get him out on the move, he's got a good set of feet and legs. Just one that's not quite as balanced from front to back as the bull that we've got coming out in here first. Young lady's little red bull that we've got rounding out. Another one that we certainly appreciate in terms of his small frame scale at this time, but one that just doesn't quite have the depth of body as the animals ahead of him today.
Up next will be Class 111 Junior Bulls, 7 to 12 months of age. 3 entries in this next class. Here's the results on Class 110 Junior Bulls, 0 to 6 months. First place, 6140, Terrell McCall, Colorado Springs, Colorado, with Norman. Second place, 6139, Kim Sell, Eaton, Colorado. Sterling is the name. Third place, 6141, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado. JW's Baron Eli. Class 111 in the ring. Coming in the ring. 7 to 12 months of age. 2 entries from Jeff Olson and an entry from Robin Condor. $61.61 is Jeff Olson, Parker, Colorado, with Ferdinand. $61.63 is Jeff Olson with RLCR Woodrow. $61.44 Robin Condor, Elizabeth, Colorado. Robin's Little Critter Ranch Gizmo. Once again, this is our second class of 3 in the Junior Bull Division, Class 111. Julie Pack is our judge from Dublin, Texas.
So this was a really tight placing for me in these 3 bulls. Just a little bit of kind of nitpicky differences between the 3 of them. But I'm going to go ahead and use the young ladies bull to start the class off. A bull that's a little bit difficult to look at today, but with that said, he's quite athletic, but a bull that we appreciate in terms, when you get behind him, he's got just a little bit more natural muscling. When you view him on the side, he's got just a little bit more depth of rib than the 2 bulls that we have coming out here behind him. Again, 2 very nice bulls that we certainly appreciate in terms of their frame size at this day and age. 2 bulls that get around the ring pretty decently, but that's what kind of separated them for me. I went ahead and used the young man's bull here in second. Gets around the ring just a titch better off those hind legs than does the young man's bull coming out here in third. But again, 3 very nice bulls.
Here's results on Class 111 Junior Bulls, 7 to 12 months of age, on the miniature Zebu. First place, 6144, Robin Condor, Elizabeth, Colorado. Robin's Little Critter Ranch Gizmo. Second, 6161, Jeff Olson, Parker, Colorado, with Ferdinand. Third, 6163, Jeff Olson, Parker, Colorado, with Woodrow. Up next, Class 113, a single entry, Junior Bulls, 19 to 24 months of age. Be careful out there. The next one in the class is named Switchblade. Don Magnuson from Eden, Colorado, bringing in the single entry for Class 113. After this class, we'll have the Grand and Reserve Grand Champion selection on the Junior Bulls.
The young man has a nice bull out here who's feeling his oats just a little bit, but at the same time, when we can get him still and get him on the profile, I really like the top line on this bull. I really like the way he keeps it nice and straight even when he's on the move. When you get up through that front 130, he's nice and clean and extended. He's got a very typey front end. Bull that's got quite a bit of natural muscling, is in an excellent condition for show right now. If we could change anything about him, he wants to get a little straight in his back pasterns to suit me, but a really nice complete package bull to round out this junior bull class.
Up next, Grand Champion Junior Bull selection. Here's a result on Class 113 Junior Bulls, 19 to 24 months of age. First place, 6145, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, with J. Switchblade J. First and seconds back in the ring from classes 110, 111, and 113 for the Grand Champion Junior Bull selection. Our judge, once again, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas. Graduate of Tarleton State University with a master's and bachelor's. Then Texas A&M University with her master's and her doctorate for DVM. She's currently a regulatory veterinarian and still does some AI work on the side. Once again, our judge, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas.
again, we've talked all these animals in their classes. First two animals that we had came out of classes with a little bit of competition, and the young man here with the big Red Bull came out of a single entry class, but certainly a lot of quality from top to bottom in these 5 animals that we have standing out here. With that said, having looked at them all this afternoon, there's one bull out here for me that just when he walked in the ring, he's got a lot of balance from front to back. He's got a lot of typiness out through that front end. He gets around on a good set of feet and legs, and I do think he has quite a potential as a future herd sire. And for me, that's going to be the young man's bull out of the first class down here on the end. You know, the youngest animal probably we've got in the show today, in the bull show today, but one that we certainly appreciate in terms of his overall quality. I am going to follow him up with the young man's Red Bull out of the oldest class, a bull that, again, doesn't have quite the structure off those hind legs as does the bull that we have here in our champion slot, but one that we certainly have to appreciate in terms of his power, his natural muscling, and his overall breed type that he brings to the show today.
Grand Champion Junior Bull comes from Class 110. That is 6140, Terrell McCall, Colorado Springs, Colorado, with Norman. Reserve Grand Champion Junior Bull, 6145, out of Class 113, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, with JJ Switchblade J. Up next, we move to Senior Bulls, 2 to 3 years of age. Our first class is a single entry. William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado. Wattleberg Farms Blackjack, Class 116. We have 3 classes of Senior Bulls, then a Grand Champion Drive. Then we'll have a short break as our exhibitors reload. They'll take the bulls and the steers back and bring the heifers and the cows back. We got 3 classes of Senior Bulls and a Grand Champion Drive before that. Judge once again, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas.
Well, again, it's always a shame when we get high-quality animals like this in a single entry class, but certainly an animal that deserves to be at the top of the class, whether there's 1 entry or 10 entries in here. A bull that when you look at him on a profile, he's got that good, nice top line. He's got a nice, long underline. He's balanced from top to bottom, front to back. He's got that good typiness out through that front end. I really like the shape on his head. Bull that when you get behind him, as we start to look at these older bulls, he's got some good testicular growth. A bull that we certainly appreciate that front shoulder. Again, if I could change anything about him, he wants to get a little upright on those back pasterns to suit me, but certainly he gets around the ring well enough today, and he'll be a well-deserved first-place entry.
Result on Class 116 Senior Bulls, 2 to 3 years of age. First place, 6146, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, Wattleberg Farms Blackjack. Up next, our second class of 3 in the Senior Bulls, 4 to 5 years of age. The 2 entries include 6147 Don Magnuson of Eaton, Colorado, with JJ Red Velvet Chip J. 6166 will be Pat De Niro from Kingsburg, Colorado, with Harmony Heights Tough. Once again, coming to the ring, Class 118 Senior Bulls, 4 to 5 years of age.
Two very different individuals in this senior bull class we've got here. I'm going to go ahead and start the class with the young lady's kind of red sandy colored bull. A bull that, again, when you get him on a profile, he's got that nice depth of rib, he's got that nice straight top line. When you get behind him, you appreciate the natural muscling and capacity that he's got. At the same time, he's got good girdle circumference for his age. When you get up through that front end, he's got that nice bull look about his head. But again, one that wants to get a little straight on those back pasterns to suit me today. Probably the best moving bull we've had in the show today is the young man's black bull coming out here in second. Certainly appreciate the small frame size that this guy's got. I really like the feet and legs that he's got on him, but one that gives up just a little bit in terms of girdle circumference and natural mass to the bull that we've got placed ahead of him today.
Up next, senior bulls 5 years and older. 2 entries coming in the ring next. Here's the results on Class 118 senior bulls 4 to 5 years of age. First place, 61-47, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, JJ Red Velvet Chip J. Second place, 61-66, Pat DeNiro, Kingsburg, Colorado, with Harmony Heights Tough. As I mentioned, in the ring next, Class 119 senior bulls 5 years and older. The 2 entries include 61-48, Sarah Rummel from Bennett, Colorado, with Fancher Love Ranch Lucky. The second entry is 61-67, Pat DeNiro, Kingsburg, Colorado, with DeNiro Ranch Zeus. Once again, this will be Class 119 senior bulls 5 years and older. After this, we'll have our grand champion selection. Our judge is Julie Peck from Dublin, Texas.
This class of older bulls, I'm going to go ahead and leave them like they stand. Kind of a close pairing for me for several different reasons, but I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady's bull. I think he's got just a little more natural depth and capacity. When you get behind him, he's got just a little bit more springer rib, and also when you get behind him, head hump stays nice and straight, but he maintains that extension out through that front end. Young man's bull that we have coming out here in second, much better feet and legs on this young little bull, but one that when you get behind him, he just doesn't have quite the natural muscling, doesn't have quite the natural springer rib, but certainly one that we appreciate in terms of his small frame scale, and certainly in terms of those feet and legs when he gets out to moving around the ring.
Up next, Grand Champion Senior Bull selection. Here's the results on Class 119, bulls 5 years and older. First place, 61-48. Sarah Rummel, Bennett, Colorado, with Fancher Love Ranch Lucky. Second place, 61-67, Pat DeNiro from Kingsburg, Colorado, with DeNiro Ranch Zeus. First and seconds back in the ring from classes 116, 118, and 119. This will be a Grand Champion Senior Bull selection. Could just be the first place animals, by the way. We'll see. Reserve Grand Champion will be selected, and then we'll see if there's a Champion Challenge Bull class or not.
I think all these bull exhibitors definitely deserve a round of applause for bringing such a variety and quality of bulls to the show today. But with that said, looking at these bulls, trying to find the one that to me most closely fits the breed guidelines, trying to find one that's balanced, that's got those good lines, that has that breed type, especially when you look at that front 1/3, but that still maintains some usefulness in terms of being able to go home and be a herd sire. He's got that good feet and legs, he's got that top line, he's got that good scrotal circumference at this stage in the game, and that's going to be the young man here with the red shirt out of the first class. He'll be your senior champion bull today. And as he was a single entry in his class, that leaves our remaining 2 first places here in contention for reserve. And I think for me, the bull that follows him closest in type and kind, and it's a very close placing for me, but I think it's going to be the young lady here with the red shirt on. She'll be your reserve senior champion bull today.
Grand Champion Senior Bull is 6146 out of these class 116. William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, Bottleberg Farms, Blackjack. The reserved Grand Champion comes out of the class 118 at 6147. Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, JJ Red Velvet Chip J. Do we have a Champion Challenge class? We will see. Nope. Maybe. Don't know. There is a Champion Challenge Bull class. Okay. So the Champion Challenge Bulls, if any, is the Grand Champion Junior Bull and the Grand Champion Senior Bull. So we'll bring back those 2 bulls. Your Grand Champion Junior Bull was 6140. Terrell McCall, Colorado Springs with Norman. And then your Grand Champion Senior Bull, 6146, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, Bottleberg Farms, Blackjack. That's your Champion Challenge Bull, if any, plus the Grand Champion Junior Bull and the Grand Champion Senior Bull. The winner will be the Champion Challenge Bull.
We've got two bulls of pretty much exceptional high quality here in our champion challenge today. We brought out our young junior champion bull and our older senior champion bull. As I look at these two bulls, again, take them home depending on what your program needs, depending on what your cow herd is. Flip a coin, either or. I think they're that high quality. But for me, the bull that's done it for me since he walked in the ring in terms of overall quality, overall balance, overall feet and leg structure, is going to be our little junior bull. He'll be your champion challenge winner today.
And the winner of the Champion Challenge Bull Class 122 is 6140. That's your Junior Bull Grand Champion, Terrell McCall, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Norman. Norman wins it all. And you got a fan club already. We're going to take a quick break here because our exhibitors are going to go back and take all the steers and bulls. What? You're going to have to come up here. My eyes are getting worse, Eric, every day. They're going to take a break for 15-minute break to give them a chance to take all the steers and bulls back. Then they will come back with all the heifers and the cows, and then we'll resume. So 15 minutes, so at about 5 till 5, we will get started with the second portion of the Miniature Zebu Show with our judge, Julie Peck from Dublin, Texas. Bear with us. We'll play some music in the meantime. Did want to say thank you to our stadium arena sponsors once again. Saunders Construction, locally founded in 1972, now one of the largest and most stable construction companies in the state. Saunders offers well-paid positions with opportunities for career growth. Visit www.saundersinc.com for more information on career opportunities. Thank you, Saunders Construction. Also like to thank John Deere, the official agriculture and turf equipment provider of the National Western. Visit your local John Deere dealer for great deals now. And remember, nothing runs like a deer. Also want to thank Big Bubba's. If you got the urge for some great food while you're here at the National Western, don't forget the South Food Court, where you'll find mouth-watering ribs at Big Bubba's Bad Barbecue. Everything garlic at Garlicki's, and juicy hamburgers with all the fixings at Good Old Burger. Great service and great food. Thank you, Big Bubba's. And our new sponsor this year, the Colorado Farm Show. Proud to support the National Western for the first time. They invite you to attend their 56th Colorado Farm Show coming up January 28th, 29th, and 30th in Greeley at Island Grove Regional Park. If you eat it, drink it, or wear it, agriculture produced it. That's the theme. Farm Show brochures are available ringside or here at the announcer stand. Complete details are also available online and a digital online brochure at coloradofarmshow.com. Hope to see you in Greeley at the Colorado Farm Show. So 5 till 5 will restart with the heifers and the cows and the miniature Zebu. Go grab you something cold to drink or something to eat at Big Bubba's and be back here at 5 till for the resumption of the National Miniature Zebu Show.
It all starts with a dream, which turns into dedicating early mornings, late nights, long days in the show barn, and thousands of miles traveling down the road to the next one. The hours, sweat, and perseverance put into achieving these aspirations seem small in comparison to the bigger picture as it becomes a reality. And although you believed you were working toward the goal of banners and buckles, you later realized it was for something much more. Leaving your legacy isn't easy. It takes hard work, dedication, and a never-give-up attitude. But it's within these moments that champions are defined and dreams come true. Sullivan Supply, helping you build your legacy.
It's a very nice, very feminine heifer to start out our Zebu show here today. One that when you view her on the side, she's got that depth of rib from top to bottom, front to back, all the way through that flank. She's got a nice, good top line on her. One that's got that extension out through the neck, maintains that femininity. Just maybe a little bit finer boned, but certainly a very nice overall quality female to start out our female show today.
And the results for Class 123. First place, 6149, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, with JW's Claudia Octavia. Class 124. Class 124 coming in the ring next. Heifers 4 to 8 months of age. The entry 6150, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado. JJ Frosty Ray J. We have several classes here in the heifers before we get to the Grand Champion Drive. Then we got the cows, and then we have showmanship yet to go here in the Miniature Zebu show. Coming up later on this evening here in the Stadium Arena, they're getting set up for the goat roping competition. That's supposed to start at 6:30.
Another nice quality single entry female that the young lady has here. One that when you view her again on the profile, she's very nice. When you look down that top line, she's very clean and smooth, extended and feminine out through that front end. Heifer that we certainly appreciate the small frame size that she's got at this stage in the game, and one that certainly we'd like to see in a few years when she goes into that brood cow herd. I think a really nice young heifer for the young lady.
Here's the results on our next Class 124 heifers, 4 to 8 months of age. 6150 is first, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, JJ Frosty Ray J. Up next, a single entry for Class 125 heifers, 8 to 12 months of age. The entry, 6151, Terrell McCall, Colorado Springs, Colorado, with JW's Cleopatra, Queen of the Nile. Real quick here, somebody asked me what miniature Zebu are. Well, there's numerous traditional breeds of very small Zebuine cattle, such as the Vicar breed of Southern Karela. They're collectively known as small cattle. The miniature zebu was established as a breed here in the United States with the formation of the International Miniature Zebu Association in 1991. At that time, there were small cattle in 23 American zoos, and others were held from 50 private owners. The parent stock had originally been imported from Brazil, the Dominican Republic, and Sweden as well. By 2016, more than 6,200 animals were registered. That's a little bit of history. We'll tell you more about the miniature zebu as we work through the show.
Again, another really high-quality female in this single entry class, one that we certainly appreciate in terms of her femininity. Heifer that when you get behind her, she's got some natural Springer rib. I think she's going to make a really nice brood cow for the young man in the future.
Here's the result on Class 125 heifers, 8 to 12 months of age. First place, 6151, Terrell McCall, Colorado Springs, Colorado. JW's Cleopatra, Queen of Denial. Up next, 2 entries in Class 126 heifers, 12 to 18 months of age. 6152, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, with Good Golly Miss Molly. We entry in our cattle show earlier today that had that same name. 6153, Terrell McCall, Colorado Springs, Colorado, with JW's Mighty Aphrodite. 2 entries in the Class 126 heifers, 12 to 18 months of age. Our judge, once again, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas.
Another really interesting pair of heifers here. I'm going to go ahead and leave them like they stand and use the young man's gray heifer to win the class. A little bit larger framed heifer than the heifer we have here in second, but one that I think is just a little more extended and free out through that front end. She's just a little more feminine out through that head and neck region. One that if we could change her a little bit, we'd like to give her the depth of flank that we see here in the second place heifer, a heifer that we certainly appreciate in terms of those overall lines. When you get her on the profile, she's nice and deep, but one that just doesn't have quite that extension and femininity out through the front end.
Class 126 heifers, 12 to 18 months of age. The results: first place 6152, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, Good Golly Miss Molly. Second place 6153, Terrell McCall, Colorado Springs, Colorado, JW's Mighty Aphrodite. Up next, 2 entries in Class 127 heifers, 18 to 24 months of age. The 2 entries include 6154 Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, with JJ Cinnamon Ray J. And 6155 rounds out the class. That's Kim Sell from Eaton, Colorado, with Ruby. Once again, 2 entries in this class 127. Heifers 18 to 24 months of age. One more class after this one, then we'll have our grand champion heifer selection.
As these heifers start to get a little older and we start to thinking about their ultimate end as a brood cow in a breeding herd somewhere, I think these 2 females are similar in terms of the things that I like and don't like about them. But I am going to go ahead and use the young man's a little bit larger framed heifer. A heifer I think that's just a little bit more feminine and extended out through that front end. A heifer that we'd like to deepen through that flank just a little bit to balance her out from front to back. And a heifer that we'd like to see just a titch stronger off those rear pasterns, but certainly a really nice overall package female in terms of her overall capacity, broodiness, and spring of rib. Young lady's smaller framed heifer coming out second, one that we certainly appreciate in terms of her frame scale. I think she's going to be a wonderful small framed brood cow for you. But again, one that isn't just quite as feminine and extended out through that front end, one that doesn't have quite the depth through that flank, but certainly a very, very nice individual.
Up next will be Class 129, our final class in this heifer division. These will be heifers 30 to 42 months of age. Here's the results on 127. First place, 6155, Kim Sell, Eaton, Colorado, with Ruby. Second place, 6154, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, with JJ Cinnamon Ray J. In 129, that next class, the exhibitors include 6156, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, JJ Cherry Twist J. 6165 is Pat De Niro, Kingsburg, Colorado, with the Quinn Ranch Raven. After this, we'll have our grand champion heifer selection. Judge, once again, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas.
I'm going to go ahead and leave these females like they stand and use the young lady's gray heifer to win this class. A heifer that when you get behind her, she's got a lot of that Springer rib, that natural broodiness and capacity, but at the same time, when you get in front of her, she's got that nice extension. She's got a really nice feminine head. I really like that about her. She's very typey in terms of her overall kind. Heifer that, again, if we could do anything about her, she's just a titch over condition to suit me today. Maybe deepen her out just a little bit to the flank, but that's getting really nitpicky on a very nice heifer. Young lady's heifer that we have coming in here in second, one that we certainly appreciate in terms of her frame size. She's going to be a really small brood cow, and I really like that about her. But at the same time, she does want to get just a little bit frail for being that small of a frame scale. But overall, two very nice heifers to round out the class.
Class 129 results: heifers 30 to 42 months of age, first place 61.56. Dawn Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, with Cherry Twist, Cherry Twist J, that is. Second place 61.65. Pat Deniro, Kingsburg, Colorado, with the Quinn Ranch Raven. Coming back in the ring at this time, all the first place animals. This will be your grand champion heifer selection. First place animals from 123 through 129.
you'll forgive me, I just wanted to watch these guys take a few more steps around the ring. In my mind, there's 3 individuals in here that are really close in terms of their overall makeup and their type and kind. When you get them out on the move, they've got a good set of feet and legs. They've got nice straight top lines. They've got that extension out through the front end. When you look at them, they've got that really feminine face, but at the same time, they maintain that really typey breed head. They've got a lot of character about them. When you get behind them, they've got a nice spring of rib. They've got some natural muscling, and I think all of them are going to be really nice, fantastic females. Again, just a hair's breadth of difference between all of these females. I think they're going to make excellent brood cows for all of their breeders in the future. But with that said, the one that puts it all together out here for me today is going to be the young ladies heifer out of the last class. She'll be your champion today. Okay.
Grand champion heifer comes out of Class 129, that's 6156, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, JJ Cherry Twist J. That'll move 6165 in contention for reserve.
We bring the heifer that stood second to her into the ring again to complete our lineup today. For me, again, like I said, I had 3 females in here that I thought were really close, and we've got 2 remaining in here. Just a hair's breadth of difference for these 2. Really close between these 2 we've got standing here, the young lady with the purple shirt on and the young man here with the red heifer. I think the young lady's heifer's just a little bit deeper through that flank, and I'm going to go ahead and use her heifer here for reserve champion today.
Reserve Grand Champion heifer comes out of Class 124, that is 6150, Don Magnuson, Eaton, Colorado, JJ Frosty Ray J. JJ Frosty Ray J. We'll move to the cows, senior cows. First class is a single entry, Class 132, 3 years and under. As our miniature Zebu show rolls on. Just wanted to mention you can follow the Texas Miniature Zebu Cattle Group on Facebook and learn a lot more about the breed and about their shows coming up. The entry in this first class 132 senior cows 3 years and under is 6157 William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, DDF Royal Red Duchess. Judge once again Julie Peck from Dublin, Texas. We have 3 senior cow classes. Then we'll have our Grand Champion drive, then a Champion Challenge cow drive, as well as a Grand Champion heifer and senior cow competing against each other. Then we'll have Pee Wee, Junior, and Senior showmanship. Still yet ahead on the miniature Zebu. And then coming up once again at 6:30, the DMCC goat roping. We'll be right here in the Stadium Arena. And while we got just a little bit of time here, I'd like to thank our sponsors of the Stadium Arena shows. They include John Deere, the official agriculture and turf equipment provider of the National Western. Visit your local John Deere dealer for great deals now. And remember, nothing, I mean nothing, runs like a deer. And if you're getting hungry and you got an urge for some great food while you're here at the National Western, don't forget the South Food Court, where you can find mouth-watering ribs at Big Bubba's Bad Barbecue. Everything garlic at Garlicki's and juicy hamburgers with all the fixins at Good Old Burger. Great service and great food at Big Bubba's. Also want to thank Saunders Construction, locally founded in 1972, now one of the largest and most stable construction companies in the state. Saunders offers well-paid positions with opportunities for career growth. Visit them at www.saundersinc.com for more information on career opportunities. I know I'm writing that website down in case announcing and radio doesn't work. I'm going to Saunders Construction. And we'd like to thank our new sponsor for this year at the Stadium Arena. It's the Cobb Rental Farm Show. They're proud to support the National Western, and they invite you to attend the 56th Colorado Farm Show coming up January 28th, 29th, and 30th at Island Grove Regional Park in Greeley. If you eat it, drink it, or wear it, agriculture produced it. No better theme than that. Colorado Farm Show brochures and bumper stickers are available up here at the announcer stand, and you can get the brochures ringside as well, up in the stands. Complete details can also be found online at coloradofarmshow.com. There's a digital brochure online as well. Hope you'll join us in Greeley at the end of this month for the Colorado Farm Show. Once again, thanks to our sponsors, Saunders Construction, John Deere, Big Bubba's, and Colorado Farm Show.
As we start into our senior division here, a really nice single entry class. Certainly appreciate the top line on this female. She's got a good set of feet and legs on her. When you get her set up, she's got that nice clean extended front end. She's got that nice coffin-shaped head. Heifer that there's really just not a lot we can say bad about her. Really nice complete package female to start out this class today.
Sorry about that, Julie. Had to get those sponsors worked in there for the final time this evening. Result on Class 132 senior cows, 3 years and under. First place, 6157, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado. DDF Royal Red Duchess. Up next, 2 entries in Class 134 senior cows, 4 to 5 years of age. The entries include 6164, Pat De Niro, Kingsburg, Colorado, with the Quinn Ranch Sweet Pea. Second entry, 6160, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, with FLR Queen of Hearts. Once again, this is Class 134. Coming to the ring next, senior cows 4 to 5 years of age. One more class after this, then the Grand Champion Drive, then the Champion Challenge Cow Selection, then Showmanship.
I'm going to use the young man's kind of red heifer here. I'm just going to leave him standing there on the fence since we're having a disagreement as to which direction we ought to be going. But a cow that we certainly appreciate in terms of her broodiness. She's got that nice depth of rib. She carries that all the way through to her flank. When you get behind her, she's got a nice good spring of rib. But at the same time, she maintains that extension and femininity out through the front end. The young lady's great animal, one that we certainly appreciate in terms of her frame size. I love the head on this heifer or cow. I love the femininity on her, but one that gives up a little bit just in terms of depth of body, and she doesn't carry it quite as far back through that flank as does the heifer ahead of her.
Class 134 senior cows, here's the results. First place 6160, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, FLR Queen of Hearts. Second place 6164, Pat De Niro, Kingsbury, Colorado, the Quinn Ranch Sweet Pea. Up next, a single entry in Class 135, just in front of our Grand Champion selection. It'll be 6158, Robin Condor, Elizabeth, Colorado, Robin's Little Critter Ranch, Cheyenne. Judge once again, Julie Peck from Dublin, Texas. Currently a regulatory veterinarian and still does some AI work on the side. Her family didn't have cattle until she won a heifer in high school. Now they run 15 to 20 head of registered Texas Longhorn and a handful of commercial females. She's a graduate of Tarleton State University, and Texas A&M University is where she got her doctorate. Julie Peck, Dublin, Texas.
Well, another really quality entry as we get into these older cows. One that we certainly appreciate in terms when you get behind her, she's got that big spring of ribs, she's got that broodiness, but at the same time maintains that extension and femininity. Cow that's maybe just a titch over conditioned to suit me. One that maybe we'd like to get just a little bit deeper back through that flank, but certainly a really nice quality female for this single entry class today.
Result on Class 135 senior cows 5 to 6 years of age. First place 6158, Robin Condor from Elizabeth, Colorado, Robin's Little Critter Ranch, Cheyenne. Up next, first and seconds back in the ring from classes 132, 134, 135. This will be your Grand Champion Senior Cow and Reserve Grand Champion Senior Cow selection. And then we'll have our Champion Challenge Cow. Then, showmanship.
So we've got these older cows out here. We've got a couple that are already in production. Cows are all bred, cows that have calves on the ground already. But with that being said, we're looking at the individual cow out here today. But for me, the one that does it in terms of breed type, when you look at that head and neck, when you look at that typiness that she's got up there, that extension and femininity up through the front end, but still being able to carry some natural muscling capacity when you get behind her. She's got that springer rib, carries that depth of body all the way from front to back, from the heart girth all the way back to the flank, but maintains that really nice small frame that we're looking at. Is going to be this cow here that the young lady's got that's kind of having the reverse gear in reverse going right now. Just a really nice balanced female, one that we certainly appreciate. She'll be your champion today. And for me, it gets really close between the other red heifer that we have, cow that we have standing out here, and the cow that came out of our last class, the big gray cow, who's pretty heavy bred. Two cows that in terms of their overall type, they've got that type and extension out through that front end. They've got that natural capacity. Two cows that when you get them out on the move, they can get out, they can move around the ring. But I'm going to go ahead and use the young man's red cow here, a cow that I think balances out just a little bit deeper out through that flank and balances out front to back just a titch better than does the young lady's gray cow here, but a really nice female to round out our champion class here today. So the young lady with the red cow apparel here will be champion, and the young man's red cow will be reserve.
Here's results on your Grand Champion Senior cow. Your champion is 6160 out of Class 134, William Hughes from Pueblo, Colorado, FLR Queen of Hearts. Your reserve is 6157. That's out of Class 132, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, DDF Royal Red Duchess. Up next, Champion Challenge cow. That's 6159, Dawn Magnuson Eaton with Red Velvet, plus the Grand Champion heifer and the Grand Champion Senior cow that was just selected. So 6160 will be back in there. It's Queen of Hearts going against 6159, the Champion Challenge cow, Red Velvet, and they'll go up against the heifer champion, which was 6156, Cherry Twist. So Cherry Twist versus Queen of Hearts and Red Velvet. After this, we have 3 showmanship classes.
Well, what we have out here, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you all that aren't familiar with the Zebu cattle and the way they show, this is our champion challenge drive. So we have the 2 animals that stood champion in their divisions today. We have the gentleman here on the end that brought his permanent champion status cow out here for contention. So we're judging the 3 of them against each other for our overall champion today. The young man's cow that he brings out here, a really nice cow. I like the extension and femininity that she's got out there through that front end. She's fairly balanced from front to back. Maybe just has a titch more set in that hock than I'd like to see, but obviously a very, very nice female. Very close in my mind between her and the red female that we had out of the last class, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the red female. I think she's got just a titch more depth through that flank area, but again, really, really nitpicking on some very nice animals, but the young man's cow here on the end will be your champion challenge winner today.
And your champion challenge cow from the stock show perspective, 6160, William Hughes, Pueblo, Colorado, Queen of Hearts. Up next, we have 3 classes of showmanship. We have single entries in each class. Pee Wee showmanship will lead things off unless they're going to bring them all together. 1 class of showmanship, 3 exhibitors in different divisions, and then the judge can talk about them and talk to them, and we'll give you the results when she's completed. Once again, we'd like to thank our judge, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas, and all of our miniature Zebu exhibitors for bringing their animals to the Dash to Western. It's the Pee Wee Junior and Senior Showmanship. They'll be in 1 heat, and then we'll announce who they are and the winners. And thanks to Mr. Eric Toft, dispatcher, the fire department down there in Pueblo County. Thank you, sir, for being our ring steward. Much appreciated.
So we've got 3 individuals out here in our showmanship class. They were all single entries in their division, so we just brought them all out here together. We started off with the young lady in the youngest division. She told me earlier in the show when she was showing that big steer that he was 11, but she was only 6, so he'd been doing this longer than she had. She says her calves live at her grandma and grandpa's house, but this one that she has here in particular is her favorite. So she'll be the winner in her division. A young man here with the very sparkly chaps on, asked him how long he'd been showing cows, and he told me about 2 minutes. It's his first show, and that's his little calf there. He's been doing a great job showing him. He eats grain and hay, and his favorite treats are goldfish. The calf, not the young man. The young man we have here on the end, been showing a few years, and he does a really good job sticking this calf. It's important for me that not only are they good on the stick and they know what they're doing when they get in the show ring, but they're involved when they're at home. The young man told me this calf he's got here and the red heifer he showed earlier are his. He's involved with their day-to-day care. He knows how much they're eating. He knows what they're eating. And to me, that's just as important as being able to get out here and stick one in the ring and get them set up. So all 3 of these individuals, again, single entries in their divisions, and they'll be their showmanship champions today.
I'll give you the results on the showmanship in just a moment, but how about a big round of applause for our judge, Julie Pack from Dublin, Texas, and our miniature Zebu exhibitors. Thank you so much for bringing your animals to the National Western. Pee-wee showmanship, first place, and your champion, Harley Rummel from Bennett, Colorado. She was showing Bottleberg Farms, Rio Grande. Junior showman champion, 6163, Dalton Olson, Parker, Colorado, with Woodrow. And your senior showmanship champion, Nick Sell from Eaton, Colorado, with Sterling. Congratulations to all our miniature Zebu exhibitors. Coming up next here in the Stadium Arena, DMCC goat roping. I'll see you tomorrow morning, folks. What we got coming up tomorrow morning, by the way, 8 a.m. National Hereford Junior Heifer Show and the Junior Angus Breeding Heifer Show. And then tomorrow night, the Denim and Diamonds sale cattle display for Angus. Also got Boer Goat Show tomorrow, Junior Market Goat Championship selection in here, or in the